Here with Jon Foreman, frontman of Switchfoot, and a singer-songwriter. Jon, thanks for hanging with us, man.
Thank you for hanging with me.
In your studio, you can't see, but there are like a billion, literally, guitars.
3 billion.
In this place.
Billions.
Billions. It's no exaggeration.
No.
At all there whatsoever.
No, it's we love these things. These
Yeah.
six-stringed things.
Six-string. Oh, wow. Well, so you're probably a little hungry right now.
A
little bit.
Yeah, and I think I definitely go through phases where I'm like, oh man, I would love to eat right now.
The reason why, if you guys don't know, Jon's hungry is he's fasting for Darfur. And what's going on in Darfur? There might be people who are just tuning in just because they thought, hey, let's see a video with Jon Foreman live, but maybe people aren't awakened yet to the tragedy that's going on in another country right now. So can you speak into that a little bit?
Yeah. For me, I think the main reason why I'm fasting is to draw awareness to Darfur. And the fact that most of my friends and a lot of people that I know and hang out with, it's kind of on the back burner. I know for a little while there we heard a lot about Darfur, and George Clooney goes to the UN and all these different things happen. And then the news media has moved on. And I feel like whatever we can do to put our attention back to one of the worst tragedies of our lifetime would be attention, well spent. We need to be spending more attention there on the national media, and more specifically, I feel like politically there needs to be some sort of action.
And can you just give us a couple of specs, what exactly is going on there right now?
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of sites that I think we're putting up now or shortly that have many articles. I know it's hard to take information from a guitar player who plays in a band, from San Diego. I might not look like the most reputable news source, but the UN, there's a name you can trust. Their numbers are usually very conservative. They're saying that 300,000 people have already lost their lives in Darfur. There are, I think, 2.7 million people that have been displaced from their homes. And I believe the number's somewhere right around 4 million people that are in need of aid from, international organizations that are sending aid and humanitarian groups. And the troubling thing is that Bashir, who's the dictator of Sudan, and Darfur is in the western, kind of northern western portion of Sudan. Bashir has, immediately after being accused by the ICC and convicted of war crimes against humanity and war crimes, his first response was to evict almost all of the aid organizations in Darfur. So that has just transpired, and the 4 million people that need aid are now, many of them, without any form of hope. And so the reason why I'm fasting is to try and draw awareness to that issue. You don't hear about it on the media, and I'm just wondering why.
Wow. And just so you know, you guys tuning in, let other people know that this conversation is going on right now. We want more people just to be aware. It's not about necessarily like ConversantLife hanging out with a rock star. It's more about just people, normal, everyday people, actually engaging in this conversation, where even though they might be an ocean away, there are people just like you and I suffering, and it doesn't have to happen right now. So let other people know. We're going to be here for a couple more minutes talking with Jon. We've got some questions from people who are chatting right now, and they're coming in. First question, this comes from SwitchFan12. I'm guessing that's a fan of switch or maybe Switchfoot. I don't know. What's the
Just the verb in
yeah?
general.
What's the hardest part about fasting right now?
Um, I think there's two hard parts that are kind of closely intertwined. The concept that your mind can wander so fast and tends to just go on tangents so quickly, and you rapidly forget why you're doing what you're doing, or what you're doing to begin with. And so keeping your mind focused is directly tied to the idea that your stomach is, every now and then smells something and says, oh man, that smells amazing.
Yeah.
I like some of that.
Yeah. Now, what are you thinking about? What are you praying about when you're not eating right now?
I'm trying to I guess for me, I'm just trying to dive into the situation over there. This isn't some sort of a personal fast where I'm looking for something for me. It's more of a fast where I'm trying to dive into somebody else's situation. So I'm just kind of scouring the headlines and trying to find out not only what people here in the States are feeling about this, but what's going on. What are the thoughts in Sudan, and what are the thoughts in Europe?
Yeah. And I want to get this is a bigger question, and I think some people are thinking this right now, that social justice in general, helping causes right now, especially when well-known people get involved in them. There's a notion out there by some people that this is just a kind of a passing trend, and is there really any heart to it? And I see your heart, and I see people's hearts all the time. And how do we get past that idea, that notion that well, this is just something that is really hip right now, and it's something bigger, and it's systemic of something larger.
Yeah, I mean, I have that feeling too. I mean, where you never want to come across as being on a soapbox or kind of, I don't know, just diving into something because it's the right time to do it. So I'm always very cautious of that. I think that for me, I was talking to my dad about this last night, trying to figure out it feels like the pulse on the planet right now is like we're waking up to all these issues that have been going on for years, and we're just starting to become aware of them. What is that? Is that just me, or is that our entire generation? And it doesn't feel like it's just me. It feels like, most of my friends, many of the people I interact with around the world are in that same place where, you become aware of these atrocities and you feel like you have to do something. And so to answer the first part of it, I think for me, as Jon from Switchfoot, in many ways that has nothing to do with what I'm doing. I think that it's just a matter of whoever. I mean, everyone can do this. Everyone has their amount of influence in the world, and I'm just using what I have. It doesn't matter whether I play in a band or not.
Yeah.